A summer jacket style challenge. 6 dressed up summer looks. You might not think that possible with a suit, but with the right blend of linen and cotton, anything's possible.
So, Rakesh and I have been set a bit of a challenge. Take a jacket and create from our own personal tastes 3 dressed up summer looks.
I feel like they're going to be very, very different.
We'll find out.
Rampling and Company of London.
So for the challenge, I've picked quite a neutral shade. I've picked a biscuit wool jacket with a herringbone weave.
With that light
We've
blue
covered
tie,
some
it's a good
videos
combination.
before, but wool is a great cloth for summer events. It holds a lovely shape and it breathes. So definitely you can wear wool in summer.
Yeah, they call them tropical blends of summer wool. It's a very light jacket. Honestly, I would say if you are a traveller, no matter what climate you find yourself in, go with tropical wool. It tends to suit all seasons. No pun intended, of course.
First look, I really like this check shirt. I think check shirts became, probably back in my German Street days, they became quite
That's not
popular
bad.
for work.
And that tie
And
is
they
very
became a bit of a
smart.
Cliche, but I actually really like this fine check. It pops with the linen tie, and I sort of brought all the colours together for the pocket square. I would wear this look kind of
Pocket square's a bit foppish, but I suppose it's all right.
a casual wedding, sort of maybe where it was a jacket where you wanted to wear a tie but didn't necessarily want to wear a full suit, maybe with some sort of cream gabardine trousers and some sort of nice loafer. But I like the fact
Yes.
you've got a lot
No,
of
that'd be a
patterns
lovely
going on here,
combination.
but a very limited colour palette, so makes it quite harmonious.
I think because also the patterns are very subtle, from afar they could almost look solid.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, exactly. You don't notice the herringbone until you're very close
Yes,
up.
subtlety and
Even the shirt is a very
understatement.
subtle pattern, so I think that probably helps.
Those are
putting
the
it together.
orders of the
I think my
day.
favourite thing though is actually the pocket square. It just adds a really nice touch of colour, and I think for outfits like
The
this,
colour
which are
palette of the
generally,
pocket square
quite
does seem to suit it all
neutral
rather
and,
well.
muted, having a harmonious coloured pocket square, but a vibrant coloured pocket square really kind of brings out a little bit of personal flair and character, which is really interesting.
Completely. I think if this was just a plain blue silk tie and no pocket square, it could look a little bit corporate, a little bit too business-like. But I think that just lifts it.
And similarly, if it was the same colour as the tie, would just not
We don't
really
do that
work.
here.
I may need to diversify my
Exactly.
tie collection.
So
I've got all
chosen a
silk
green
ties.
hopsack. So firstly, I love this shade. And I generally really like green because I think you don't see it quite often, and I
need
think
some
a
more
lot
linen
of the
ties.
challenges for many people is that they don't necessarily know how to style
Very true. No, it's lots of blue. Then after blue, it's beiges and sometimes greys. This is particularly for summer.
Exactly. And the hopsack adds a really nice kind of level of texture, which is always good for especially separates, but summer separates.
Yeah.
So with this is a really interesting look because whilst I love the Oxford cotton button down, I'm a bit of a stickler for detail with collars. So with this, I would usually prefer a slightly longer point button down, similarly to what I'm wearing currently.
Don't even know if I'd go for a
But
button
the
down.
stripe, the classic OCVD stripe is beautiful, and
Yeah.
actually because the blue is so pared back, it works really well.
That
with
shirt also
this
seems
shade of
awfully
green.
thick.
And I've opted for it's a charcoal Prince of Wales. So again, really simple, really
In some
classic
climates,
and
you are
really
going to be
elegant, but
miserably hot with
just
that thick of a
slightly
shirt on.
Unusual in terms of basically the colour combinations.
No, certainly. Okay, I really like this combination. I agree that we're not seeing enough colour in jackets, and I would never say to somebody this should be if you get a summer jacket, get green first. I would always say get blue. But if you're building a wardrobe, a solid colour. And what I love about this is that Rakesh has avoided that classic mistake of I'm wearing a green jacket and immediately going for green in the accessories. The classic thing is I need to have green in a tie, a green striped shirt. You don't. I think it looks far more elegant and put together by.
Green is one of those secondary colours that you acquire after you have rounded out the basics of your wardrobe of charcoal and navy and brown or tan. After that, then you start to move over to some of the darker greens.
Having blues, greys, and this harmonious pocket square. There might be a tiny bit of green in the pocket square, depends how you fold it, but you don't need to put green on green.
And then to complete the look for this, I would go for a tropical worsted trouser.
Nice.
So grey, mid-grey. Obviously, I would
Echoing
opt
the
for,
tie.
precisely, yeah. You want to kind of make sure it kind of fits tonally with the rest of the ensemble. And then, you know, in terms of the footwear, I would, you know, the classic is the tobacco loafer. You could possibly get away with wearing black, a black loafer as well. But with that, you just have to make sure it's a very, very sleek and you know, very casual loafer. So like a black Scotch grain, for example.
Oh, nice.
I would probably wear.
Yeah,
with
not
this.
bad.
Nice touch. So for my next look, I've treated the jacket almost like a blazer, the classic sort of navy boating jacket style, and gone for a sort of a club stripe. I love the
very
small
smart.
stripe Bengal, like the mini
do
Bengal
like
with the
that.
bold stripe, sort of stripe on stripe action, so it looks quite interesting. And then a harmonious pocket square. I think this would be sort of a look where an event you probably wear a blazer traditionally, things like the polo, maybe going to the Henley Regatta, maybe a bit of a corporate lunch, just, you know, respectful, nicely put together.
Yeah, and if you think again about the colours, I think it's always blue and green can be quite tricky to pull off together, but because both of the blues here are significantly
I don't think
softer,
so. I think they go
it
rather well
lends
together.
itself really well to looking quite in keeping
Also,
with the
hi,
green,
guys.
which then
Hello,
accentuates
darling.
the biscuit
Absolutely.
jacket, and it just kind of works really well together. And you know, stripe on stripe is always something I very much condone.
Sorry,
but
pizza
provided
just
there's
arrived as I
enough
sent the message.
difference
Oh,
between
what sort of
the
pizza are you
look
having?
of the said stripe.
Yeah, it's different textures, different scales. I think to carry this off as well, I would go for, depending on the season, either like a lightweight flannel or some sort of tropical worsted grey trousers. And if I was feeling quite natty, I'd probably pick out that green for the sock and some suede shoes.
For my next look, I know you said that you don't really like pairing green with green, but I've gone full on. I've committed to
You've
the colour
committed to the
match.
green. I like it.
Because I think there are ways to do it which works, and the reason why I think this works together is because you have a lot of different
I don't know
textures, a
about
lot of
that.
different patterns going on.
I
So
really don't
whilst-
know
and
about
also
that. This looks like,
slightly different shades.
yeah, this looks like Christmas. This looks a bit too much like Christmas. I love the tie. I think it, I don't know, this sort of houndstooth or puppy tooth pattern, to me, always seems associated with the winter season. I don't know if I would put this, I don't know if I would wear something like this in the summertime. A mix of a few and some garlic bread. It's like a buffet here. Better not be pineapple in there. There's pineapple on the pizza, isn't there? That's all right. I shall keep shut then, Riz. Yeah. And I really don't know about the Bengal stripe. Bengal stripes may have worked back in the, I don't know, 70s, 80s. I don't know if they work in a modern context anymore. I would have probably gone with maybe something a bit lighter shade of green or something, but definitely not with a red tie. That just, again, too Christmas. Now, if you're wanting something festive for the winter season, yes, this would be perfect, but no, not this one. That's not it, mate.
Shades of green. Can I just state for the record? So we've got a a classic Bengal stripe in a more of a moss green, rather
Yes.
than what I would say the jacket is a bit more leaning towards like forest.
Yes.
And then you've got the burgundy houndstooth, and then you've got a classic pocket square which accentuates the tie. And I think it's, you know, it's very tonal, but this for me is an example of how you can color coordinate in a way that works really well, rather than it looking a
Looks
bit
like
too
I'm going to be
forced.
away longer.
No, I
Match is
think
going
the
into
reason
extra
works
time. That's
is
all right,
there isn't
dear.
a bit of green in the tie. I think, again, it's like when you put the shirt on the tie, the tie on the shirt, a lot of people think, well, if I've got a green striped shirt and I need to a little bit.
And can I just say, I do like this combination that he's wearing. This rather much bolder royal blue with the light blue shirt. That's and the white buttons as contrast. I think that is very smart. This is very much regatta yacht club type attire. This is I rather like this. This is very smart.
bit of green in the tie, sort of like a textbook way of matching. Whereas I think the complementary shades of the dark red and the green, fantastic. And like you say, different textures. But
Is
however,
that
I
man
think this
Rex
is
but
cool.
older? It could be, perhaps in another life. Yeah, this is the sort of thing I would wear. Yeah, especially on a warm day. I'd probably opt for maybe like a white shirt. Maybe broadcloth is something a bit lighter. Um, just, something that breathes. Don't know if I'd opt for a double-breasted suit. It takes a certain body type to pull that off. I am not as svelte as this gentleman here, unfortunately. I have to work on that still, but probably would opt for something with a 2-button.
I think it's the best of the 6. Hands down, you've won this one. However, in the excitement of putting them together, you forgot to button the shirt down.
Aha, now see, I just think it just makes it look a little bit cooler and a little less stiff.
I think you're just
We
huffing
can agree
copium,
to
mate.
disagree on that point. But no, I just think it kind of, it's just cool. There's no right or wrong to it, no matter what Chris tells you. I think you can have a button down, unbuttoned, again, provided that the collar is long enough. So you
No,
can get away
Chad.
with it.
No. Just no. Please. The gentleman on the left, please don't listen to him on that. If you have buttons on the collar, they need to be buttoned. The only time you unbutton them is to put a tie on. And even then, button-down collar, probably not the best sort of shirt you would use to put on a tie. It still has that awfully casual look that's trying so hard to be a formal shirt, but it's not really pulling it off. This man on the right, you can tell by the grey hair, by the way he speaks and everything. He's been around the block a bit. He knows what he's doing. Keep these in mind if I ever wear a suit again. How long has it been since you last wore a suit, Resort?
It's out, so the whole world knows how cool you are.
Yeah, I don't really think you need to overemphasize the point when it should really speak for itself.
Fine.
And then again, in terms of the trouser and the shoes, again, the classic grey will always work really well with this shade of green.
You wouldn't do red.
Hello,
Potentially
Galaxy.
not. You could, however, do a really nice kind of cream or like off-white cotton drill,
Yeah,
which could work really well with this.
Yeah,
and then
that could work.
If you do that, then probably best off with a brown shoe rather than black.
So Rakesh, for my final look,
Oh,
I've picked an
I
occasion
love
where
this.
it's probably quite a casual party and you don't have to wear a jacket, but you feel like wearing a jacket. Or if you're not too sure on the formality and you're sort of stuck in between, this is a great outfit.
This is incredibly smart looking. I'm not sure about the finer details of the shirt itself, but the color combination and everything, yes, this just sets everything off perfectly. No, this is brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant. You show up to a party in the summertime dressed like this, yeah, people will just start calling you the boss. You will look like the man in charge.
Favourite chambray cutaway shirt.
How is you?
plain
I'm doing
tie
all
in
right.
Chantilly,
Doing all
so
right.
there's
Hope you're
some
doing well,
texture going on
Galaxy.
there.
I want
And
this
then just a
outfit now.
simple
I
little
know,
pocket
right?
square, just picking up the tie. Really smart. With this, to complete.
Honestly, I think the best way to find something like this on a budget, Google linen ties, find one in navy, and buy it. I have a feeling that the tie bar probably has one for cheap, so you may be able to find it there. The shirt, again, Google linen shirt, or just go to Charles Tuddet or Paul Frederick. Those are two go-tos, or perhaps even for those of you in America, Joseph A. Bank. They might also have something you can work with. The jacket itself, I would go to Cuba Vita. Cuba Vita is owned by Perry Ellis. They are famous, and it's one of their signature hallmarks of they make linen suit separates. So they've got jackets, they've got the trousers, and they look incredibly smart. And they have them in a variety of colors. They've got some. I know they have linen jackets in this particular color of tan. They've also got it in white. They've got it in black or charcoal, and even in like a dark blue. And I think even a light blue and a coral pink. So if you're feeling a bit more tropical or Miami Vice, then there you have it.
Complete the look, I would go for like quite a slim leg sort of white needle called trouser, or maybe like a white jean and some chucker boots. So kind of put together nice,
not a bad
smartish
choice, chucker
restaurant in the
boots.
summer, maybe sitting by the river, I don't know. But you could easily dress this down. If you turned up and you felt like, I've really got the vibe wrong, everyone's in jogging bottoms, you could take the jacket off, you can roll the sleeves up, you can take the tie off, and you don't feel overdressed. Or just stick to this outfit and be the best person dressed there.
Exactly, it's a super versatile look, even though it's, relatively, you'd think it's very well put together, but actually it's very adaptable.
See.
Exactly.
But the thing for me, Shantung, I think, always steals the show. If you've got it, you've got to show it off. And this way it's done really well, where it's not overpowering the outfit. But, and again, because it's a Shantung, it's something that you don't necessarily notice when you're quite far away, but as soon as you get there, you can tell that this person has paid attention to detail. And that's, I think, what epitomizes proper style.
Thank you.
And then this is my final look. I absolutely love this because it's just not something you'd normally see together. But also, this is like my ideal color palette. So you'll notice that all of the shirt, tie, and the jacket are a solid color. But the textures are all different. So you've got the hopsack, you've got the Shantung silk, and you've got the linen, which adds a really nice kind of feel to it. And then in terms of the pocket square, you've kind of accented all, but none.
Like the black.
So the colors
I don't like
on this
black and
pocket square
peach
are
/
all
tan
actually
as
different
much.
to all of the pieces.
Black
but
and tan's a good
they're
combination.
very similar. So whereas you've got the hopsack, which works with the
But
black,
it's not for everyone. Perhaps in your case, you'd prefer maybe like a lighter, almost like an off-white. Or just go for white. There's nothing wrong with black and white. Might seem a bit monochromatic, but, I don't know. Might look good on you. Last time I wore a suit back in 2019 for a private party in India. Warm climate like India, you probably would have been quite comfortable in something like this.
you've got the cream that works with the grey, and then you've got the orange that works with the tobacco.
Yeah.
It's really straightforward and actually really simple, but it just works so well.
It does bring it all together very nicely without
Wore a
being
suit probably a month ago.
perfectly
No,
matching.
what was the
No,
occasion,
there's
Galaxy?
definitely different tones there. And the grey is an inspired choice. It's not an obvious one for the linen. I think that's a big. It does really well. I think again, it's by having the texture, it makes it much easier. And it feels like
Thanks,
silver
welcome in.
satin, it just would not work on
Last time I
silver.
wore a suit was
And
before I got out of the
again,
army.
What's really interesting with this tie is that even when I was putting this look together, when I saw this tie isolated, I was like, oh, it's got a lot of luster. It's very, very shiny, to the point where this wouldn't really work until I literally held it up against it. And I think the way the other colours work, it kind of tones it down a bit, which makes it just sing really well.
No, sure. And tell me more about this shirt, because it's not just a button down, is it?
No, so this is actually
Another button-down
bespoke
shirt.
button-down Western linen tobacco shirt that I had made, just because I just wanted to make my shirt maker's life slightly more difficult than it already was. I just wanted something a little bit fun and playful, but also something that you can kind of get away with.
At least he's self-aware.
No,
But you know,
sure.
this shirt you can wear by itself. But also when you do decide to dress it up, or actually even wear it with like a denim jacket and trousers or
Prom
jeans or
thing, didn't
whatever,
really do much there
it
besides
kind of
grab
works with
food.
Pretty much everything.
No, sure. I guess.
Yes,
with
but you look
summer
good
looks,
grabbing
you-
food.
the chances are, hopefully, you'll be taking your jacket off at some stage. So having a shirt which
Pretty sure I can't pull off that look, but maybe I'll get one for a special occasion this year. Oh? Might need some recommendations from the professional here. Depends on the season, depends on climate and everything. Yeah, be happy to make some recommendations. Oh, you don't say that. I'm sure you can pull off the look. Believe in yourself, Resort. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, well, as the Duke of Windsor was so fond of saying, a well-tailored suit will take you very far in life.
also has a statement or a bit of a surprise underneath, has some merit to it.
Absolutely. So yeah, to complete the look, I think just a classic cream trouser will work really well with this. Potentially
Yes.
cotton drops.
It's got to be cowboy. Surely, it's got to be cowboy boots and denim jeans. Surely, boot
The
cut.
cowboy boots will be quite interesting, and I think Austin will probably vouch with me on that. But
Cowboy boots
just
with a suit. What are we,
classic
J.R.
cotton drill,
Ewing?
Cream, maybe.
5-pocket style.
Yes, although I don't really like a
Big buckle?
pocket. Big buckle, 100%. Especially when you take the jacket
Dear
off.
God.
And then your classic not
Please
cowboy
stop.
boot,
Please
Just
stop.
classic brown loafer.
Thank you.
So Rakesh, how do you think we did?
You know, I think that was really fun. All of the looks were kind of same but different, if you will. Like I find that you kind of gravitated towards certain colours, whereas I've done the same. But all of the looks have something specific about them that just makes them quite interesting, and I think there's a lot of takeaways from it.
Absolutely. I think although the tastes is slightly different, I think we both have similar aesthetic values. In fact, we both love texture. We both don't like being too matchy. But then, of course, we do have differences as well.
Absolutely, and I think for the
We've
next
got
video,
salt
you
of
need
the
to
earth
wear
on the
something
left
entirely
and
styled by me
pop of
vice
colour
versa.
on the
That sounds
right.
like fun. And does that involve me having a bespoke Western shirt?
We can make it happen. I think we're about similar size.
Job done.
There we go.
So thank you for watching. Love to hear your comments on this. Put them down below. And don't forget to subscribe.
No, that was lovely. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon so you never miss an update. If you have any thoughts, questions, or ideas for future videos, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. You can also follow me on Twitter @LordRexworth for more updates and behind-the-scenes content. And if you want to support the channel, check out my Coffee or Throne pages. Links are in the description. Finally, be sure to visit lordrexworth.com and follow me across all platforms. That's lordrexworth.com. Until next time, I wish you all the best, and God bless.